everyone, welcome to ScoutsMic'dUp, a youth-led podcast where we discuss experiences of ourselves and other young people in the world of scouting. My name's Eilidh.
I'm Maya.
I'm Carol.
And I'm Andrew. Earlier this year we attended the Spark event where we discussed the new strategy for scouting. Due to this event we were able to interview some very high names in scouting. I myself interviewed Carl Hankinson, the UK Chief Volunteer.
I interviewed Barry Donald-Hewitt, the Scotland Chief Volunteer.
Rory unfortunately couldn't be here today, but he interviewed Graeme, who's the CEO of Scout Scotland.
And I interviewed Evelyn Dick, the chair of the Trustee Board of Scouts Scotland. During these interviews we had some really productive conversations and a lot of important topics came up that we decided to have to speak more on.
And we felt it'd be important to link our experiences as young people in scouting as well.
Hi, my name's Andrew.
Hi,
What's
Andrew.
your name?
I'm Carl. Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Troon and the Southwest region for our
Thank you.
Spark event. What qualities do you hope young people in scouting carry with them after they leave?
I think once a scout, always a scout. So I meet lots of people in life who say, I used to be part of the Scouts, I still see myself as a Scout. When it's on the radio, I listen to it. If I see it on a website, I have a read about it. So that's one thing. I think you carry that sense of belonging, duty, part of a global organisation of 60 million people with you. But I also think you carry that self-belief that there is a lot of pleasure to be gained out of being selfless, not selfish, out of helping other people, recognising that we're part of a community and when we're together, we're at our best. You've got to enjoy life. Because one thing I do know is there are tricky things that come at you at all ages and in all different backgrounds of life. But you've got to try and find an attitude and a resilience through that means you enjoy what you do. And I've just met some of the best people anywhere in our movement, and they're the best friends I've got.
Back at the Spark event, I interviewed Carl Hankinson, who had lots of very important points that I think lots of people relate to. One of them being, once a scout, always a scout.
You see that through loads of different people. I don't know if you guys have seen, but so many leaders and things, or even members of the community, you'll speak to them and they'll tell you about how they were part of Scouts and things when they were younger, and it's something that they're proud of and it's something that has kind of stayed with them.
Because you see all the young leaders and you see all the leaders and they're just always, they take such a big role in the growth of people, especially me. Like, I had tons of role models, people that I looked up to in Scouts. It was like it was a real sense of belonging and like pride to be like them.
A lot of people are keen to give back because I think they know how much gets put into it and how much the young people get out of it. So it's really, really nice when you do get members of the community and things that are willing to come into your Scout nights and things like that. And I think those people benefit from it as well because it's giving back to the community and giving back to young people is such a rewarding thing.
What values of scouting do you think are the most important today and why?
I think integrity is the most important value for me. I think integrity is a golden thread that goes through all of my life, and I think it has to go through the life of most organisations and most people. Without that, you don't trust people's positive intent, and you've always got to assume that the people you've never met are trying to do good things like you. So as for Scout values, I think integrity is really important. And I think as you get a bit older, like me, you realise that the promise that you take as a Scout probably means different things to you at different stages of your life, but actually it counts for something. And it does in my world of work as well for banking. I still need people to be trusted. I still need them to be loyal. I still need to help other people. So I think it really does go through your whole life.
Because there's so many things nowadays in the age of technology and social media and stuff that there's loads of influences from outside, especially with social media, that can affect the integrity of young people. And I think that Scouts is a place where you're encouraged to keep your integrity.
A lot of people I meet, they don't really do anything at weekends, they don't do anything during the week, they just sit at home after school on their phones or like watching TV. And also at Scouts you have so much, there's so many opportunities that you don't have on weekends. You're going on hikes and camps and doing all these amazing things that people wouldn't have the opportunity to do if they weren't a Scout, and you don't have to feel like the need to post anything about it.
Sometimes when I'm at Scouts I just forget that I have to go back to school and speak to people because I'm just so in with in the world.
It helps you have a strong sense of integrity because you're being influenced by lots of good things around you. You know, you're being influenced, but you're going outside, which is obviously good for your physical and your mental health and things. And then you're being around people like volunteers and stuff that are giving back. You're getting a chance to give back to the community. So I think that is really important. But I think the escape from social media is huge.
At a camp, I was once on my phone for 28 minutes for a week, just 28 minutes the whole week, and it was great. And then I got home and it went right back up, and it was just a bit like heartbreaking.
So moving on to talk a wee bit about what Rory spoke to Graeme about. One of the big things Graeme spoke about was that the skills and stuff that you learn through Scouts are just as, if not more important than what you get from your education sometimes, and it's something that I really do agree with.
So my name's Graeme Luke. I'm the Chief Executive for Scouts Scotland. So I'm the staff member responsible for scouting across Scotland, managed at our headquarters in Fife.
Why do you think scouting still matters in today's world?
I think the key thing about scouting is it's a choice. Young people join us because they want to gain those skills for life. So giving young people a pathway to improve is really important. Education is part of the journey, and it's an important part of the journey, but as an example, I didn't do very well at school, and therefore scouting provided me with the skills I now have, and I've now reached this role as CEO for Scouts Scotland. So I think it's about recognising that scouting, along with other youth charities, so we're not alone, is giving young people a pathway for life, to give them skills that will help them grow, develop, get jobs, and be part of society. So I think that's quite important.
Scouts has set me up so well for when I did my university interviews and things like that, because I gained so many skills from Scouts, being able to talk to people, things that I was able to then talk about, my experiences working with young people, working with adults. You know, there was so much to speak about that I wouldn't have had if it weren't for Scouts, and I think it did play a massive role in me getting into uni. And there's such a big push for everyone to go to uni or go to college and stuff, but there's so many different pathways you can take, and I would like to think that Scouts definitely helps open people up to that.
To any pathway, really.
It also teaches you like speaking to like adults, because in school the only adults you're really speaking to are teachers, and in Scouts like it's not as if we're like equals, but the leaders aren't just like, they're not very above you, they're like almost on your level, like they're just there for your safety. So it's given me the confidence to like speak to more adults like in life.
Like I see a lot of people, like especially like with the Beavers, I see them go to clubs, I see them go to Scouts, and it's like their confidence just blooms because they've got like so many friends, and they grow up with people and they grow up with the leaders, and it's just that sense of comfort that they can come to whatever night it is, and they know that there's people there that have their backs.
Yeah. You must gain a lot of skills from that, Maya, though, because communicating with a beaver is much different from communicating with a Scout. You have to completely change how you do it, and I'd imagine outside, if you weren't at Scouts, that's something you wouldn't really have the chance to put into practice.
I don't really have any like experience with talking to children before I did Beavers. Like I didn't really know how to speak to them. It's completely changed kind of like my dynamic with them, because you build these relationships and you build this trust with them. It builds so much like confidence as well, with especially if you're wanting to go in something like childcare. Like Scouts is a great opportunity to learn to work with children.
Yeah, absolutely. Communication is such an important skill that you might not, no one really goes to Scouts thinking, I'm going along to my section night to learn how to communicate with people, but it just happens as part of it.
You go to Scouts, just enjoy it, and you just learn the skills from it just like that.
Yeah. It comes you're not thinking about it, which I think is something that makes it so special. I think when you do speak to people, you kind of find out more and more about what you like, and then that helps people with knowing what they want to do in the future. If you're like, oh, I actually do really enjoy working with the young people and enjoy that, and that might help guide people down career paths, which is something that I have seen in the past as well.
I interviewed Evelyn Dick, and one of her main points was changing the language and changing the perception of Scouts.
Well, I'm Evelyn Dick. I am the chair of the Board of Trustees of Scouts Scotland, and my role is managing all of the trustees, who in turn manage and govern the charity, which is Scouts Scotland.
How can we actively promote the role of trustees to the wider public for them to step forward and become a trustee volunteering at Scouting?
Oh, good question. I think it's language. We need to change the language. We talk about governance, quite boring. People don't understand what governance is. So we've really got to change how we talk about running a charity. Yes, we've got to manage it, control it, responsible for the finances, responsible for the strategy. We've then got to change that into everyday language so that people actually feel that they can and get themselves involved.
I always, I've heard this so many times, I think even in the past month, oh, what do you even do in Scouts? But you do like so many things. It's definitely not just like tying knots and fires and camping. Like we do that, but that's just one aspect. You've got all these like creative stuff, like crafts and stuff that we do sometimes. There's so many more things. And also being a girl in Scouts, like people are often, it's the perception that, oh, Scouts is all boys, but it's not. There's boys, like, it's not been just boys for like a really long time.
Literally a few weeks ago, I was telling somebody that I was going to a Scout thing and they went, oh, you're in Scouts? I thought it was just boys that did Scouts, which I've been part of Scouts for 12 years or something now. I would have thought maybe in that time that perspective has shifted, but it shows that there maybe actually is still quite a lot of work to do in that aspect of like what people think Scouts is.
And a hot take, which many of the older leaders might not like, is Scouting, it just shouldn't be all the knot tying. Like Scouting, it shouldn't be knot tying, it shouldn't be fire watching, it needs to be like all that, but just more. It can't just be boring stuff.
Opportunities to do everything.
Although pioneering can be fun, once is good, but if it's just always building things, it's not fun, because some people don't like that. And some people are really good at it, and some people are inclined to do it. But it's good to learn the skills, but not repeat it and repeat it and repeat it.
A lot of the younger Scouts, like especially when they first come up and maybe they don't do as much pioneering in like Cubs and Beavers, they struggle with it a lot at first and they get progressively, like they get quite annoyed, as a lot of them, if they can't do it. But it's also good because it teaches the older Scouts or the PLs and that, they teach them how to do it and they learn that skill. But obviously it's not great to do pioneering every single week.
And I think the older Scouts teaching the younger Scouts pioneering might give them like the interest to go on and be a young leader, because it's not just all boring, it is fun.
So from a leader perspective or like a volunteer perspective, trying to make Scouts as welcoming and things to people, sometimes the language and stuff sounds all quite intimidating, because if someone's never been a Scout and stuff before, they're like, oh, I don't know how to tie a knot. I don't know how to do
names.
Yeah, like, oh, I don't know how to do all of this.
I put up a tent.
Yeah, if you keep it nice and open and things, more people are inclined to do it. Do you know what I mean? If you
enjoy it.
Enjoy it and not feel put off by all of these names.
A lot of people say they don't like camping, so they couldn't do Scouts. They're like, oh, I can never do Scouts, I hate camping. But you don't have to do the camps to be a Scout. You're still a Scout if you just come every Friday, not even every Friday. If you're just coming and showing up to Scouts, you're a Scout.
It's a big thing about what you want to get out of it and what you want to do.
One of the other points that she mentioned was choice.
What do you think makes Scouting different from other youth organisations?
Choice, right? Young people can choose to join us, they can choose to join elsewhere, right? But in Scouting, if they choose us, then it's about a friendship that they build up. They have the choice to participate in what they want to do, what they might not want to do. It comes back to that environment. We want young people to feel that they can try things out and if they fail, it doesn't matter. They're with friends, and it's these lifelong friendships that young person will then remember. And if you think about that, it's thinking about the friendships that develop that then go through life, that then can support that person through life as well.
When I was at Candlestick, I challenged myself to do everything. I had to try everything. If I didn't like it, then that was fine, but I at least needed to try. And I'm so glad that I did it, because I ended up, even the things I was terrified of, like we did this like massive tubing thing down this really steep hill. And even though I felt like my stomach was going to come up through my mouth, it was still one of the best things I think I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm so glad that I chose to do a lot of it.
Yeah.
I think the choice also gives you a lot of independence, because it's not like your parents or like teachers or adults like choosing for you. You have to decide what you're comfortable with, to step outside your comfort zone. You're the one going to Scouts, and you're the one going to camps. So when you're at a camp, you're not with your parents, so you have to obviously decide what you're doing.
Choice comes into Scouts in so many ways. It could be whether you're choosing to do an activity or even about your actions and things as well on like a kind of different level. Scouting, hopefully, I would like to think, encourages people to make the right choices that are guided, and you know, we try and teach people to think about what they're doing and stuff like that, and to make choices that they're gonna be proud of.
You've seen many Scouts just come through, once they get through the Scouting ages, they come out and like they're a much better person and they're much more well-rounded.
You learn how your choices and what you do also impact other people. Yeah, they affect you and they affect other people as well.
I actually doubted becoming a young leader, but I'm very, very glad
I chose to.
After Canvassing, for me, I know all my friends left scouting, and that kind of was like, do I keep on going, do I not? But I did keep on going, and I don't regret it at all.
So when I spoke to Barry, he spoke a lot about confidence.
I'm Barry Donald-Hewitt. I'm Chief Volunteer for Scotland, which basically means I help look after all our adult volunteers across Scotland.
How did you first get involved as a volunteer in Scouting?
As a volunteer, well, I joined Scouting when I was 6 as a beaver in 1986, which I'm quite proud of because it was the first year they had beavers. And then I kept in the movement through Cubs, Scouts, Venture Scouts, and then when it became a chance to become a volunteer, I had a really supportive group of leaders. I was really quite a bit shy and wasn't very confident back then. It was those leaders that helped me see that maybe I could be a leader as well. So they were really good in supporting me running those first few camps and activities and events.
When I was younger, I was too afraid to even speak to someone like in my class that I didn't know, but now I can go up to like leaders that I've never spoken to and just start talking to them and asking them questions a lot. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I agree with that so much, because if you told myself a year ago that I'd be sitting here, 3 cameras in front of me, I would have not known what to do with myself. I would have just sat there and probably just in shock and honestly just not be able to talk.
When you see your own confidence grow and you feel like you're improving almost, like it makes you feel so proud of yourself.
You see the people in your group, especially the younger people, like I remember when I was patrol leader, there was always a lot of like really hyperactive, like younger people in your group and you're trying to calm them down, and you see them mature and gain more confidence because a lot of them are just so hyper because they're just like, wow, there's so many people here, there's
overwhelmed,
so many, oh my gosh, and they just like, they respond to that with just energy because they're trying to keep up with everybody else. And you see them mature over the years and you see them like have that, again, sense of belonging. There's people in my patrol that some of them didn't speak at all. Like I'd have to like coax them out. And then you see them now when they're a lot older and they're just, there's so much like
completely
more
different
confident.
person almost.
Yeah.
Seeing the confidence grow and knowing that you've had an impact on people, you yourself actually gain confidence from watching other people grow, if that makes sense, I think. Because like you see that people are able to do it and they're able to kind of climb out their shells a wee bit. Even the move up between sections, actually, when you go from being the oldest in beavers to then being the youngest in cubs, you know, the same again. Like, not that it doesn't necessarily knock your confidence, but you have to find a whole new kind of, you're with people that are older than you, and it helps you kind of bring it out. When you first move up to Scouts and you're 10 and some of the oldest ones are 14 and they're really tall and they're, you know,
terrifying.
You feel it is a wee bit nerve-wracking, so you start to get a bit more confidence.
Even if you're at that age and you might see a leader you recognise from Cubs, I feel like that would help you a lot in that moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
It helps knowing some of the leaders as well. Like I think that that's why I enjoy being. So I do all the sections, just it's called, and I think it really helps when you see them because you're like, oh, I know her. Like I know those people. Like it gives them a sense of like security. They're less anxious if there's someone there that maybe they recognise.
Another thing with confidence is like becoming like a leader and a young leader. Like you start off, you're so new to it. Even like little things like leaders like helping you out a bit, it gives you like so much confidence to start like leading people like more and more and more. I know my confidence is like skyrocketed being a leader. I remember it was one of my first nights, one of the leaders was like, oh, well, we set up this activity, can you run this game? And I just started, was like, what? Even though I'd played the games millions of times as like a scout, I just didn't know. I was like, oh, what do? I don't remember. But now I can just like easily like line up against the wall.
When you go to a scout section and things, if you're there as a young leader, you're speaking to young people and you slowly, as we said before, you start to build up the confidence in how you speak to them and you get better at kind of delegating tasks and knowing what you need and how to speak to people and get them to listen to you but also be respectful. It is intimidating at first when you've never stood up in front of people before and gone, right guys, here's what we're doing, here's how we're doing it. It's intimidating because you get worried that people aren't going to listen and things like that. So it's nice to see that your confidence continues growing as a young leader as well, not just in the sections too.
I think it definitely teaches you not also to be slightly like authoritative as well, especially if you're going to like a job and people need some direction sometimes, and it teaches you how to do it, but not in a patronising way.
Yeah, definitely.
And it gives them like, it's like, oh, I really should be doing that. I really should be listening, but you don't make them feel horrible for it. Like it's not like, oh, you need to listen to me. It's like you need to listen for either a lot of times it's your own safety.
A lot of the activities and things in Scouts can be quite risky.
Hopefully what you see through Scouting is actually by being in a safe place where you belong and you've got a community of people, it allows you to take risk, and not just risk as in climbing or abseiling, but being a bit bolder, interviewing someone like this, having a go. And for me, that's really core at Scouting. So I really see Scouting as that developmental journey for both adults and children, young people, about growing, about learning, about having a go. And as an educator in school, I see Scouting as a massive part of helping that journey.
We do activities that have an element of risk to them. It could be things like archery, tomahawk throwing, that sort of things. Even things like some of the hill walks and stuff people do, they all have that element of risk. So then being able to have the confidence to stand up in front of people and tell them what we need to do and why.
My trip's expedition to Canada, we did whitewater rafting and they had to get a big long yap about that for safety, which is obviously needed. And then once you got in there, it's like second nature because of the briefing. And you sit there, rush of adrenaline, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
Because it's a risk that you wouldn't normally take, but because of Scouts, you took it and you don't regret it.
I used to, I was really anxious a lot of the time, especially when I was really young, younger, kind of S1 and that. I was quite I was worried about everything. But I think that with Scouts, they give you the confidence to, you're allowed to be scared, because the things you do are scary, especially with hill walks, if you're going up a really steep hill.
Yeah, it's normal.
And we do a lot of risky things, and it's normal to be scared and it's normal to be anxious, but you can also put that, it's learning, because it's well, I was scared to do that, but I did it. And it makes you feel so much better about yourself as a person, and it also gives you the kind of confidence to help other people along with you. Especially if I say to someone one of the cubs, they're like, oh, I don't really want to do that, I'm scared. I was like, well, I was really scared to do this, but I did that. And they're like, oh, well, if she did that, then I can do this.
Yeah.
And it gives them the kind of confidence to grow and do something.
And they feel empowered in the fact that they've made that choice. So you've all talked quite a lot about your experiences of being young leaders. So something that I was just thinking about is, if you were to give any advice to someone that's thinking about being a young leader, what would you maybe say to them?
Do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, it's honest, just do it. You'll make memories and just go for it. You won't regret it at all.
You can't. There's nothing to lose if you do it. If you don't enjoy it and it's not for you, you can step back. But you're really only gaining things if you become a young leader.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a really good way to look at it.
You gain so much friendship, and you gain also responsibility as well.
Yeah.
It gives you so much independence, because people do rely on you to lead games and to help. It gives you this kind of understanding of people as well, and people do rely on you for things. They will rely on you to help them, and I think it really prepares you, especially if a lot of people our age are wanting to get jobs. Some people have their parents do everything for them, and you learn kind of how to take initiative, especially if you're young leading.
Yeah. So general consensus, just do it.
Do it.
Go for
Do
it.
it. Go for it.
It's also
You won't regret it.
It's very different to being in Beavers, Cubs, Scouts, Explorers, because those people are planning the activities for you. You're actually having to take the initiative, you said. It's a different experience, but different in a good way.
Yeah.
So I've made countless memories, countless friendships, and just countless experiences that I won't ever forget because I became a young leader.
One of my roles in Scouts is I'm a youth lead volunteer for the region that I'm part of. So obviously with that, there's a huge focus on making Scouts youth-led. It's something that we're trying to really put an emphasis on. And I was obviously, as youth members, I was wondering what you guys kind of think about that, and if you think it's important, and if so, maybe why you think it's important.
Scouts, Beavers and Cubs, they're all young people, and you just want to get the young generation in on Scouting early. So this podcast, you can get it out, and then people can read it, listen to it. And then they can listen to it and be like, oh, Scouting sounds really good actually. And they'll get involved in it, and that's another young person in Scouting, which is what everyone wants to see, because young people do make the world.
To come back to the social media aspect, a lot of people do have social media, but a lot of people, young people, are more inclined to find out about Scouting and the stuff we do. And obviously there's all the perception about, it's just light fires and tying knots, and it's not. And I think especially with this podcast, reaching out to younger people that maybe maybe did rainbows, maybe they did beavers and just left because they were didn't really enjoy it that much, might want to come back and maybe I should come back to Scouts, maybe I should do this.
Do you think it's important in terms of like programs and stuff that we're trying to give more choice to young people. Do you think
in the long run it's like they're going to come up, like it's the young people that are going to come up and they're going to be leaders, so what they like, what the older leaders like now is probably not what young people like right now. So the choice for them to choose what they're going to do keeps them engaged, and also it'll help influence what they'll do as like leaders, like activities they'll do.
Hopefully that would mean that when they become leaders and stuff, they're inclined to give people the choice and not just stick to their guns and know what they've always done. Because I suppose giving young people the choice means that they're going to pick the things that they want to do, and that's what's going to keep people engaged and is what's going to keep them in scouting, which I think is really important.
Giving people a voice to say what they want to do also makes them feel heard. And it'll make them like feel like, oh, but they do actually care about my opinion, and I think that would also help with the confidence and staying in Scouts, like, oh, but they care about what I want to do, they care about my say.
There's obviously like the children should be seen and not heard thing. That just shouldn't be how it should be. Like children need to be heard and seen.
We want people to use their voices, absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching the first episode of ScoutsMic'dUp. We've really enjoyed making it. And we really hope you enjoyed watching it from a slightly different perspective from youth scouting.
We would love to hear more from the audience about what kind of things they'd like to see. I think we've all agreed that really. If anyone has any ideas of what they'd like us to do, please just let us know, send us a message, leave a comment, because we'd love to hear from you guys.
Don't forget, guys, hit the like button, share this around, and we'll see you in the next one.